and not making mistakes, as we see some cars making their way to pit road now.
Oh, there you go. There's a
big group, and there's a problem. Jamie McMurray gets hit. Earnhardt gets into him. McMurray's going to get hit again.
We see that so many times at Talladega. Every Brian at the same time, and they just make contact. And Jamie McMurray with big contact.
You see the damage and the carnage to the 33. That's Jeffrey Earnhardt climbing out of that car, or attempting to. The one of Jamie McMurray, a playoff contender. And the race, the 88 made it onto pit road before the caution came out.
Big break for the 88. Go ahead, Martin.
Timely for them to come down pit road, and Greg Ives made the last second call. It was going to be right sides only. With this caution coming out, he said, hey, let's take 4 tires. So a good move by Greg Ives. 4 Goodyear tires for Dale Earnhardt Jr. All the Chevrolets had planned to pit. You guys talked about how well the Fords executed it. Obviously, the Chevy had a little bit of trouble getting down pit road.
That's great coverage, Marty, and great call by that man right there, Greg Ives, understanding the situation, knowing he kind of backed into a track position because of the caution, put 4 tires on Dale Jr., but what an unfortunate break for Jamie McMurray. We talked about how difficult it is. Rick, what did you say? Green flag pit stops can be so difficult. Here's what happened.
Well, you can see, I think Kyle Busch was on the inside of Jamie McMurray. Did not know he was trying to pit. So here we go. We see Jamie McMurray trying to slow down.
He's in the second lane, way up on the racetrack, and the 77, I think, has no idea the one is pitting or just can't tell. And he hits him reasonably close to full speed, Jeff.
Also the 15, we see Mark Thompson got into that as well. Chris Buescher in the 37 also collected in this. But Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 33. Massive contact there with the one of Jamie McMurray.
I just think that Jamie McMurray was trying to come to pit road, and he was outside the cars that were pitting. So look, he's above the double yellow line. Look at the cars that have already pulled down. Well, Jamie McMurray is a lane and a half on the racing surface. I don't think Kyle Busch has any intention to come to pit road, and Eric Jones, I don't think he has any intention as well. I mean, the damage on the 77 is unbelievable. I'm not sure even he can finish. So Jamie McMurray didn't mean to do it, but that's a bad place on the racetrack to try to commit left, Rick, and blend out of traffic.
Drivers and teams trying strategy to get to pit road. It didn't work out for the one of Jamie McMurray as a few cars get caught up. The 15, Mark Thompson involved. Jeffrey Earnhardt also the biggest contact here on the one.
Well, you can see that Jamie McMurray trying to get to pit road, and 77 and Eric Jones just did not know he was coming on pit road, and big contact for Earnhardt and McMurray.
Now, one of the things that's interesting that we just saw there is some cars peeled off before they got to pit road. The reason that's important is because, Steve, pit road was closed.
That's right. So right there you see it circled. Once that light goes from green to red, that's to let the drivers know that pit road are closed. Well, these drivers right here, they either can't see it or they're going so fast, Jeff, I'm not sure they're going to know. So all of these drivers chose to pit. Therefore, they're going to incur a penalty. They're going to have to start at the tail end of the field. If you rolled through pit road without pitting, there would be no penalty. But that is an impossible call. NASCAR has given that opportunity. But truth be known, you can't get that information quick enough, Jeff. I think Greg Ives, we're on board right here with Dale Earnhardt Jr. I said I love the call for 4 tires, and I still love the call, even though it's a penalty. There's no way he can get that information quick enough. The gamble is hope you're right, put 4 tires on it. Worst case scenario, you weren't right and you're at the back of the field.
And just so you know the rule, when the caution comes out, pit road is immediately closed. So the red light comes on right at the entrance of pit road when the caution comes out.
Yeah, and Jeff, you and I talked about Jamie McMurray. You know, it seemed to me that, first of all, this isn't the first time we've seen someone get wrecked coming to pit road at Talladega.
Happens a lot.
Pitting here is probably one of the most dangerous things, because how do you get single file? How do you get organized? He definitely was up on the racing surface, but you looked at me and say, hey, look, you've pitted from there. People have pitted from there. That's not uncommon. The most important thing is you hope that the word has got to the guys behind you, because it's obvious that the 18 and the 77 had no idea.
You're seeing arms waving, hey, I'm pitting. The spotters are saying I'm pitting, and you just think everybody knows you're pitting, but this won't be the last time we see a wreck. But watch this in-car camera. This is what you're looking at. You're shifting gears. You're trying to get slowed down. You see the light on the left. You're not looking at that. You're trying to keep from running into Dale Earnhardt Jr. There's a wreck on the outside of you. There's no way a driver can pick that light up and say, hey, pits are closed, and then roll through. It's just too much to ask for a driver. And if you came on by yourself without all the distractions, but you're trying to miss a wreck, you're trying to quit from running into Dale Earnhardt Jr., trying to get on pit road speed, looking at that light's the last thing you're going to be doing.
So these are the drivers that will incur a pit road penalty for stopping when pit road was closed. Kelly.
We've got Eric Jones now, who's just been released from the infield care center, and it looked like just kind of chaos as people were coming to pit road. What happened out there?
Yeah, I don't know for sure. You know, the 18 started checking up in front of me, and he swerved, and then the one was basically stopped on the track. I don't know if it looked kind of like he was just trying to get from the bottom or the top of the racetrack down to the bottom. So, you know, unfortunate. You know, there's nothing we could really do. It's just one of those things that happens here. Sometimes you always seem to see an accident getting onto pit road, and I don't really know what we had. The 5-hour energy Camry was okay. We just really didn't get to race today, so it's just kind of a bummer.
Rick? Well, this race is done early for a two-time Talladega winner, Jamie McMurray. And Jamie, in my talks with Eric Jones, it sounded like maybe he didn't know you were coming to pit road. Is this just some of the perils of Talladega?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to pit a couple of laps earlier, and you're somewhat dependent on those spotters to tell you when you're going to pit, and you assume that everyone's kind of working in a group. I mean, it's my fault. I assumed that they said the 18 was going to let me in, so I just thought we were all going to pit. I don't even know where the 77 was. And so when I got on the brakes, I thought we were all coming to pit road right there as a group, and I mean, I'll take the blame for that. I just kind of assumed that we were coming to pit road right there, and obviously not everybody was.
Obviously, this hurts your playoff hopes. How do you persevere and move forward to Kansas next week?
I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, right? I mean, it's part of Talladega, and we know that that's, you know, you can come out of here with a lot of points and be a winner, or you can come out in the position that we are right now, but go to Kansas and do our best.
Glad to see you're okay. Thank you, Jamie. Rick?
And Rick, that's worst case scenario for
right.
Jamie McMurray. I mean, you're not going to get any stage points. You're going to finish essentially, you know, get last place points essentially. So